Hi students, hope all are fine and safe in your home. In the last class, we have discussed about the various types of various types of seeds and its mode of transplantation, isn't it? Today, we are going to learn about different types of vegetative propagation method that can be adopted in different types of plant. Okay, and this is the rainy season, isn't it, children? And in this season, you can see the new seedlings everywhere, isn't it? Especially around your home, you can see new seedlings. And where do these plants grow from? Yes, these plants grow from seed. How does it grow? When a seed come to a resting condition which is suitable for its germination, it breaks open, the seed breaks open and the embryo which is there inside the seed will start to grow. Through this way a new plantlet may form. If a new plantlet is forming in such a manner, we can call such kind of reproduction as sexual reproduction, and we can call that plant as sexually reproducing one. So can you define what is meant by sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction is the process of formation of seedling from seeds. Okay, understood children? What is meant by sexual reproduction in plants? If a new plantlet is forming from its seed, we can call such kind of reproduction as sexual reproduction. You have said that a new plantlet can be produced from its seed, isn't it? Similarly, is there any other part of a plant can become a new plantlet? Yes, isn't it? Which part? Yes, it can. The stem of a plant can become a new plantlet. Root can become a new plantlet, and the leaves can become a new plantlet, isn't it? So these parts can become a new plant. In short, the root, stem, leaf, these parts can become a new plantlet, isn't it? If a new plantlet is forming from any of this part, that is, if a new plantlet is forming from its root or stem or leaf, we can call such kind of reproduction as vegetative propagation. That means, can you define vegetative propagation? What is meant by the vegetative propagation? Vegetative propagation is the method of production of new plantlet from the vegetative part of a plant. Which are the vegetative part? Root, stem and leaf are the vegetative part of a plant. Understood? Now you might have understood the difference between sexual reproduction and vegetative propagation, isn't it? In sexual reproduction, a new plantlet is produced from its seed, isn't it? And in the case of vegetative propagation, a new plantlet can be produced from the vegetative part of a plant. ഒരു പ്ലാന്റിന്റെ വെജിറ്റേറ്റീവ് പാർട്ടിൽ നിന്നാണ് പുതിയ പ്ലാന്റ്ലെറ്റ് ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നത്, അല്ലേ? Okay, can you give some examples of plantlet that are showing sexual reproduction? That means the plantlet that are forming from its seed. അല്ലേ? ഏതൊക്കെയാണ് എക്സാമ്പിൾ സീഡിൽ നിന്ന് ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നത്? Can you say some examples? Which are they? Yes, bitter gourd, pumpkin, brinjal, isn't it? Pea. Okay, I'll give you a small assignment. Okay, and you have to find out more examples for plants showing sexual reproduction. Okay, yes. And next, I told you we have discussed about the vegetative propagation also, isn't it? Can you say some examples of plants that showing vegetative propagation? Can you say? Yes. Which are they? Oh yes, sugarcane, curry leaf, yes. Then you can say sugarcane, curry leaf, rose, hibiscus, isn't it? These are the plants that will reproduce through vegetative propagation method. Understood, children? that can be produced. Here in these plants, new plantlets can be produced through vegetative propagation methods. Understood, children? Do you have any doubt? You just imagine that your home have a guava plant, and it is a high yielding variety. Along with that, it have large sized fruits also. Okay. If you want to produce new saplings of the same kind, what will you do? Yes, normally you will practice stem cutting method, isn't it? You will follow the stem cutting method and you will cut that stem from the plant. You will plant it in the suitable area. Thereby we will get the same, we will get no more saplings of the same quality, isn't it? അതേ ക്വാളിറ്റിയുള്ള, അതായത് നമുക്കപ്പോൾ കിട്ടുന്ന പ്ലാന്റ്ലെറ്റ്, പുതിയ പ്ലാന്റ്ലെറ്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ എങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും? വി വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് ന്യൂ പ്ലാന്റ്ലെറ്റ്സ് വിത്ത് ഓൾ ദ parental qualities, isn't it, children? Okay. You might have done stem cutting in your home, isn't it? Might have done it in different plant. And now I am going to teach you a different method of stem cutting. That is, do you want to know the name of that stem cutting method? Yes, I will tell you. It is layering process. So now I would like to introduce layering process in front of you. If you want to do this process in your home, you should be familiar with the steps of layering process, isn't it? Yes. And this method is one of the effective method for the production of new plantlets with the desired qualities. Understood, children? Okay. First, we have to select a branch of a plant from which sapling is to be produced. When you select a branch, you should select the branch of pencil thickness. Understood? Then only it will be easy to peel off the bark and for the remaining procedure also. Understood? And in the second step, you have to peel off the bark in a circular shape. That is, you have to peel off 1 centimeter of bark from the branch. Okay. When you peel off the branch, when you peel off that bark, at that time you have to peel off it in a circular manner. Understood, children? Okay. What was the second step? In the second step, you have to peel off the bark in a circular shape. When you peel off that bark, at that time you should peel off at least 1 centimeter of the bark from the branch. Understood? In the third step, you have to cover the peeled off part with the slightly moistened mixture of coconut fiber, soil and sawdust. Okay. So why are we using this slightly moistened mixture? Why? Because there presence of water content is required for proper root growth. That's why we are providing a moist environment for the bark. Understood? And in the third step, we have to cover the area with a small transparent polythene sheet. Okay. And in order to fix that sheet in that area, you have to tie both the end with the jute twine. Okay. Jute twine ഉപയോഗിച്ച് tie ചെയ്യാം. Then what you want to do? You have to make some holes on the surface of the plastic cover. Okay, polythene cover. And why are we putting these holes on that? For providing small quantity of water through that. Okay, and daily in the next step you have to sprinkle some amount of water over it. And this presence of water is essential for root formation. So we have to do it daily till the root becomes sprout out. Understood, children? So what was the fourth step? In the fourth step, you have to sprinkle water daily. Okay, you have to sprinkle water daily in order to keep that area in a wet condition. The presence of water is required for the root formation. That's why we have to sprinkle water over it daily. Understood? And what is the next step? you have to follow this method for 2 months. That means every day you have to add some amount, little small quantity of water is enough for keeping it in a wet condition. So this method you have to follow till 2 months. Okay. So when you see the presence of small roots inside the cover, you can cut the branch just below the tidy area. Okay, and you can plant that stem in a pot. When the plant in the pot attain proper growth, at that time we can transplant that plant from the pot into a new cultivating area, into a new area where we want to cultivate the plant actually. Understood? So now you might have familiar with the steps of layering process, isn't it? Do you want to say it once more? Okay, I'll say. In the first step, you have to select a branch of a plant from which sapling is to be produced. It is better to select the branch with the pencil thickness, isn't it? The second step, you have to peel off the bark from that branch in a circular manner. We should peel off at least 1 centimeter of the bark from the branch. Okay. The third step, you have to cover the peel off part with a slightly moistened mixture of coconut fiber, sawdust and soil, isn't it? In the fourth step, you have to cover the area with the help of a transparent polythene sheet. And then you have to make some small holes on the surface in order to make it wet, isn't it? When you, after making small holes on the surface, you can sprinkle water over it daily, and when you can see the presence of root inside the cover, at that time you can cut that branch and you can transplant it into you can plant it into a pot, into a new pot. You can plant it into a new pot. When the plant attains proper growth for transplantation, it can be transplanted into another area where we want to cultivate this plant. Understood, children? Do you have any doubt? No, isn't it? Okay. Now we have discussed about the steps of layering process. Can you do it in your home? Yes, you will do, isn't it? If you want to do it in your home, you should be familiar with the names of plant in which we can adopt this method, isn't it? So, which are the plants where we can adopt this method? Can you say the names of the plant? No. Okay, I'll tell you. In jasmine, in hibiscus plant, and it's cashew, sapota, rose. These kind of plants are suitable for adopting this method. And this kind of layering process can be done in plants with the erect stem, isn't it? Plants with the rigid stem. What about in the case of plants with the flexible stem? Is it possible to carry out this layering process in the case of creeper-like plants? No, it is not possible. No. Such kind of plant may have a flexible stem. So in such kind of plant, what we can do layering in another way. That means in such cases, we have to bend the stem of that plant near to the soil. We can fix it into the soil. Understood, children? After fixing it into the soil, we have to provide necessary things for its growth. I mean, water, nutrients, all those things we can provide to facilitate the root formation in that stem area. You have studied the steps of layering, isn't it, children? Do you want to see a video of layering? Yes. Okay, I'll show you a video of layering. vegetative propagation method have its own limits and demerits. This layering process also have its own demerits and merits. Now we will discuss about the merits of this method. Okay, merits. So what are the merits of layering process? What are the advantages of layering process? Through this layering process, we can produce large number of saplings within a short period of time. But this is not possible in the case of plants which is developing from seed. For a sexually reproducing organism, it is not possible for them to produce more offspring within a short period of time. But it is possible in the case of vegetative propagation like a layering process. Understood, children? So what is the main advantage of layering process? It can through layering process we can produce more saplings of desired qualities within a short period of time than other type of sexually reproducing plants. And another merit is this flowering and fruiting of these kind of plants. The plants which is formed through sexual reproduction, the plants which is formed through layering process may have a faster flowering and fruiting when compared to the other sexually reproducing plant. The plants which are produced through layering process require less time for this kind of flowering, fruiting, etc. Understood? So the time required for flowering and fruiting will be less in the case of the plant which is produced through layering process. Understood? That is the second merit of this layering process. Plant produced through this method, that is plant produced through layering process may have all the parental qualities. That is, if it have a good quality, if the parents have good qualities, all the good qualities can be seen in the newly produced saplings also, newly produced plantlets also. Understood? So that is one of the main advantage of layering process. Understood, children? I tell you once more. The saplings, which is the new plantlet which is formed through layering process, may have more parental qualities. Why? Because എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം, പുതിയ ചെടി ഉണ്ടാകുമ്പോൾ ആ ചെടി ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത് ഒരേ ഒരു പാരന്റിൽ നിന്നാണ്. ഇവിടെ ഒരു പാരന്റ് മാത്രമാണ് ഇൻവോൾവ് ആകുന്നത്. ഒരു പാരന്റ് മാത്രം ഇൻവോൾവ് ആകുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ പുതുതായിട്ട് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സാപ്ലിങ്സിനെല്ലാം ആരുടെ ഗുണങ്ങളായിരിക്കും? ആ സിംഗിൾ പാരന്റിൻ്റെ ഗുണമായിരിക്കും അല്ലേ? ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഹാവ് നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുന്ന പാരന്റ് ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഒരു നല്ല ക്വാളിറ്റി ഉള്ള പാരന്റ് ആണെങ്കിൽ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ പാരന്റ് പ്ലാന്റായിട്ട് സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്ലാന്റിന് നല്ല ക്വാളിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ all the good qualities will be there in the case of newly forming saplings also. പുതുതായി ഫോം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന സാപ്ലിങ്സിനെല്ലാം എന്തുണ്ടാവും? ആ നല്ല ഗുണങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഉണ്ടാവും. അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ്? ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് പോസിബിൾ ഇൻ ദ കേസ് ഓഫ് സെക്ഷൽ റീപ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ. അതേസമയം സീഡിൽ നിന്ന് ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പ്ലാന്റിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം ഈ ഗുണങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഒരു പാരന്റിന് മാത്രം ഗുണങ്ങൾ ഒരിക്കലും കാണാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കില്ല. The sexually reproducing plants may have both parental qualities in it. ആ സീഡിനുണ്ടായേക്കാവുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ ഫലമായി ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്ന സീഡിന് രണ്ട് പാരന്റൽ ക്വാളിറ്റീസും ഉണ്ടാവാൻ സാധ്യതയുണ്ട്. Now let's discuss about the demerits of layering process. So what are the main demerits of layering process? The plants which is produced through layering process may not have a strong taproot system. If it doesn't have a taproot system, what will happen? It can easily fall down due to the heavy rain, strong wind in such situations, isn't it? Not only that, when we compare the lifespan of the plant which is formed through layering process with the plant with the sexually reproducing plant, the plant which is produced through vegetative propagation may have a short lifespan because it need more care. If you are not giving too much care for that plant, it may fall down very easily. വളരെ വേഗത്തിൽ താഴ്ത്തും. Understood? Do you have any doubt related to this? No. Send it, children. Okay. Now I am going to wind up the class. Hope you might have understood the class well. If you have any doubt, please contact me. I'll be there for you. Thank you.